In a recent letter on the Players' Tribune, former Real Madrid midfielder and current Arsenal captain, Martin Odegaard, has looked back on his time at the Santiago Bernabeu. The Norwegian international signed for Real Madrid as a 16-year-old prospect in the summer of 2015, arriving from Strømgodset. Despite his young age, the attacking midfielder was made a part of the club's B team while he constantly trained with the first-team setup. Revealing that he had interest from a host of top clubs across Europe at the time, Odegaard wrote, "My dad handled everything with the clubs, and there were a lot. We went to Bayern, Dortmund, Man United, Liverpool, Madrid, Arsenal too. So, why Real Madrid then? I talked about it a lot with my dad and the rest of my family. In the end, Madrid is Madrid. They were the Champions League holders with the best players in the world." Odegaard also revealed that the presence of Isco, a player he admired, as well as Zinedine Zidane's presence as manager of the B team played a role in his decision. However, things were not smooth for him at Real Madrid, as he could not establish himself in the first team or the reserves. With the B team, I wasn't with them regularly, so I didn't find that connection. In the first team, I was just some kid who came to train. I wasn't involved in matches. I felt a bit like an outsider. I was stuck in between. The Norwegian was also critical of the Spanish media, as he felt he was made an easy target by them. After a couple of years, I just wasn't progressing. The press came after me for not immediately living up to the hype. I was an easy target. I remember reading a headline like, "Now it's make or break time for Martin Odegaard." Maybe if I'd been Spanish, I might have been given a bit more time to grow, he writes. And eventually, after a string of loan spells, Odegaard decided it was time for him to move on in search of regular game time. "I was always thinking about what I needed to do to be the best version of me I could be. That's why I needed to move on. I had a good connection with Zidane from when he coached the B team and he took good care of me, so I wanted to believe it would work out this time. But then I got COVID. I started the first 2 games of that season in 2020-21, but I wasn't fully recovered. I didn't perform at my best, and after that, I didn't get many more chances. Almost nothing. Meanwhile, I'm watching Real Sociedad on TV thinking, I could have still been there." However, Odegaard looks back on his time at the club fondly, especially given that he got to share the dressing room with some of the greatest ever footballers. "The ones who spoke English, Cruz, Modric, Ronaldo, took extra care of me in the beginning. They gave me advice and helped me a lot," he wrote. "Going to Madrid was a good thing for me. I learned so much about what it takes to reach the top. I watched, trained and learned from the best players in the world, my idols. I played at the Bernabeu. I learned to be tough and to face challenges. It's part of who I am now. It's the reason I'm where I am today." Of late, there has been some sort of uncertainty over the future of Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti, especially after last weekend's defeat to RCD Mallorca in La Liga. It was reported that failure to win the FIFA Club World Cup could result in the Italian getting the sack. However, those claims have been dismissed, with Ancelotti getting until the end of the season to hold on to his job. Even if he does stay, Ancelotti's contract with Los Blancos expires next year and the club might have to start looking for a replacement sooner or later. And, according to journalist Sergio Santos, Real Madrid see club legend and current Castilla manager Raul Gonzalez as a possible candidate to replace Ancelotti when the Italian moves on. An icon at the Bernabeu, Raul made over 700 appearances for the club and went on to score 323 goals during that period. The former striker took over the reins of the Castilla team in 2019 and has since done a solid job at the helm of the subsidiary side. Castilla have been doing particularly well this season and are pushing for promotion from the first RFEF division. When Zinedine Zidane stepped down as manager in 2021, Raul's name was considered, but the administration felt he was not ready for the job at the time. However, that has seemingly changed now and the club officials believe that the 45-year-old is ready to coach the senior team. So, Raul's name will be on the table if and when Ancelotti's time at the Santiago Bernabeu comes to an end. The former Spanish international recently turned down overtures from Leeds United, who wanted him to replace Jesse Marsch. Clubs like Espanyol, Eintracht Frankfurt and Schalke have also shown interest, but Raul has stayed put at Castilla. The club have been impressed by the 45-year-old's coaching skills and the development of some of the youngsters he has trained, such as Fran Garcia and Miguel Gutierrez, who are shining away from the club, while the likes of Sergio Arribas, Mario Martin, and Alvaro Rodriguez are getting minutes with the first team. While he will not be the chosen one, Real Madrid will look at Raul as a serious candidate when the time comes for the club to name Ancelotti's successor.